Hello, what is up? My name is Vincent. I'm super excited to have you here today because today we're talking about one of my favorite anime of all time, Deathnote. Now, Deathnote is such an amazing anime. It's one of the first anime that I even watched when I figured out what anime was, and I binged the entire series in one day. Needless to say, I felt weird afterwards. I was like 16 years old, and the last part of my day, I was just laying in bed, looking up at the ceiling, wondering what my life was and what it had become. So, Death Note has a very special place in my heart. I love this series. I think it's awesome. And if you're interested to find out about this game, then be sure to stick around this video so you can learn all about it and where you can play it. So, A New World is a game that I designed and developed. As a game designer, I've actually published several games at this point, and so A New World is just a fan-made project that I put together. It's absolutely free. No money's made from it whatsoever. And you could get this game for yourself to play with your friends. And we also have a Discord community in which you can play with people in our community. So we have like endless players for you. So having no friends is not that's not an excuse this time, okay? So you have people you can play this game with. So the idea is someone will randomly have the Death Note, and of course, like Kira, they will enact their form of justice or whatever their motivation may be, and go about killing different players in the game as they're committing these atrocities. The task force are trying to find out who they are, and if you have a lot of players, you can even have the mafia involved that throws a whole wrench into the situation and just makes things way more chaotic as you have this third anti-hero type party that is causing a lot of ruckus. So the way this game is played is through your phone, actually. Now, I don't have my phone on me. I do have an iPod here, of all things. But basically, you're going to be playing through text messaging. And so this is what allows you to play with people across the internet, across the seas. You can play with people all around the world. You do have to kind of maybe have some sort of a time schedule. So maybe if everyone's across the world and you're way off on time, then it'd be a little bit more difficult. But nonetheless, you can play with people no matter where they are as long as they have access to being able to text message on their phone. So with this, you'll want to open up different group chats for whoever's running the game. You'll open up different group chats, and each group will be based on the different teams. Now, the interesting part is you're not sure which team Kira is on. Kira could be part of the Mafia, could be part of the SPK, could be part of the task force. It doesn't matter. And one reason for that, because someone asked me, they're like, well, Vince, like in the show, we know that Light is, part of the task force. He's not part of the Mafia. He's not part of the SPK. I understand that. But in order to make this more of a mystery, and to not make this exactly like the anime, because if we make this exactly like the anime and someone plays as a Light Yagami and he's always going to be the guy with the Death Note, he's always going to be Kira, then unfortunately, having meta knowledge, we're just going to play the game and we're like, dude, that guy's totally Kira. I've watched the anime, I've read the manga, so I know he's Kira, so let's just arrest him and be done with it. And it would just change the entire dynamic of the game, and not in a way that I think is better. So in this one, you're all going to be playing people that have an alias, which is going to be your real life name, and then you can have your character's real name be whatever you want. So that's a fun way to do this, and you get to address everyone by their actual name, so it makes it very easy because you're using their aliases. So there's a lot of things in here to make it easy on you and just to have a very streamlined experience. Now with this, even though there's a lot of RPG aspects, a lot of role-playing game, a lot of role-play going on, it is kind of set up like a board game in the sense that there's a strict rule set that the game master will follow. Now the game master in this is called the Shinigami for flavor purposes. He's or she is or it is able to, or they, whichever, is able to see everything going on. They're able to be anywhere, anytime, and they're the ones running the game. So whoever is the Shinigami will be your game master, and the rules are spread out on only 7 pages, so you have everything here. And look, the final page is just a piece of art. So really, it's like the first page is a piece of art. So it's like 5 pages of rules, and that's including with art there. So really, the game is very simple in its design. There's a lot of different nuance and a lot of strategy to it, though, and with people playing as characters and having the role-playing aspects in it, the games are never the same. They're completely different every single time. You have a list of different abilities that can completely change the way people's characters can act. Everyone has unique things that they can contribute to the game and unique actions they can take. People take hostages. You have people investigate. You can have parlays where you have like meetings and stuff. It's so cool, and I definitely recommend you try this game if you're into RPGs, board games, Death Note, social deduction, any of that kind of stuff. And with us being in quarantine, like if you're still like if you're watching this, maybe you're watching this in the future. This is the year where people are still quarantined, so and social distancing. So if you need to social distance, if you need to quarantine, this game is playable. Like I said, we have a whole player base in our Discord. Be sure to check out the link for that in our description below. If you want a link to this PDF, you just have to jump in the Discord. We have it in our quick links section. Again, it's absolutely free. I believe we also have it on our Patreon for completely free, because you're allowed to put the stuff on Patreon for completely free, and we got a ton of stuff over there that's free, so you want to check that out. Even if you don't want to contribute to everything else we're doing, that's perfectly fine. You can follow us on Patreon. You do have to have an account, I believe, which is also free, but you can get access to this and many other games that I've made. Now, if you're new to the channel, I not only make fan-made projects for Death Note, but I also make some fan-made things. We're going to be making some things for Yu-Gi-Oh, for Keyforge, for Avatar: The Last Airbender, for Bunkers and Badasses with Borderlands. Tons of unique gaming stuff happening. We're kind of refocusing the channel, and so we have things more in line with that coming up, and I'm super excited for that, and I'd love to have you there. So be sure to stick around and let me know if you have any questions about this. I'd love to help out in any way I can. And as always, stay awesome. Oh yeah, and before I forget, like, comment, subscribe. It's important to do. It helps us out a lot. Please, please leave that thumbs up, especially if you like this video. Thank you so much, and stay awesome.
Guess I have no choice. It's time to save the world.